What is up, everyone, and welcome to another Smash Ultimate discussion video. Today is the 22nd, which means today is the day that Sephiroth is officially releasing, and the Sephiroth challenge is going to be going away, and that also means that it is time for 10.0.1, which is the patch where we are going to get fighter adjustments. And I'm going to be making this video similarly to what I did last time, where I talk about what I want to see get buffed, what I think will get buffed, and what I want to see nerfed. So let's get right into it. The characters that I think specifically need to be nerfed. First off, I think that Ken, even though he is, most people would say he's not incredible, I would say his up B needs to be nerfed. Like, the up B True Shoryuken should not be killing at 60% off of one combo. Like, that's just ridiculous. It should not be happening. And the same, I feel like it's more balanced on Ryu, even though it does still kill pretty early on Ryu. That's kind of his gimmick. In this game, he doesn't really have much else other than side B confirms and his neutral B. I think they need to scale his up B down quite a bit. There aren't really any other characters I think really need nerfs. I would say lessen the damage that Bowser's Fire Breath does. It's basically a free 40%, and it's just really annoying to deal with. It covers everything. It covers ledge. I would say scale it down to what Charizard's is, because Charizard, you would think that Charizard would have a stronger flamethrower than Bowser, since his signature move is literally flamethrower. But for some reason they made Bowser's almost 2 times as strong, which doesn't make any sense. I think another character that needs to be nerfed is probably Shulk. I feel like a lot of people don't think about it, but when you actually play optimized Shulk against some characters, there's really nothing you can do. His fair and his back air kind of outrange some characters' entire kits, and they can literally do nothing. And when you think about it, that's just his normal kit. He still has Monado, which is one of the best neutral Bs, and probably is the best neutral B in the game. You can go fast, which means you can overwhelm your opponent. You can jump high, which means you can recover from anywhere. You have Buster, which means you can do massive amounts of damage. You have Shield, which means you can survive longer. You have Smash Attack, which means you can kill at ridiculously early percents with his forward air off stage, which will kill at like 50% and has a really, really long range. The character itself just invalidates so many other characters. I think that what I would do, I think his most oppressive move is actually Nair, because it hits all around him and it has a ridiculous range. It's basically slower Smash 4 Cloud Nair. So I would say maybe make the range a little bit less on that, or make it a little more laggy, especially when you do it in the air. That's kind of it for what I think characters that should get nerfed. Characters that need buffs. I've talked about this a little bit in the last video I made, but I think it's very hard to give characters certain buffs in Ultimate, because if you give certain characters certain buffs, they will become very, very obnoxious. For example, Ganondorf, he's commonly regarded as one of the worst characters in the game because of his slow speed and his lack of combos. He basically has side B combos and he has down throw combos. That's basically it. Otherwise you're getting stray hits. But the problem with that is that, say you make Ganondorf faster, he's already so much better online than he is offline. So if you make him just a little bit faster, say you put his run speed up to, say, a little bit faster than Incineroar's or a little bit faster than KK Rool's, like, you make his run speed faster and he becomes so much more of a threat, because he can run up to you even when you're trying to disengage from him, and he can just nair you. And since his nair is his best move, or he can forward air or side or down B you, like, if you made him stronger or faster, that would just catapult him up multiple tiers. There isn't really a great way to buff characters like Ganondorf without making them really, really obnoxious to deal with. Similarly to Simon and Richter, I think we saw this in the last patch, that they tried to give buffs and it didn't really help that much. I made a video on this last time, but I've seen multiple videos from people that actually play Richter that say that these buffs didn't really help out what the biggest problem was, because the biggest problem is the whip's range. You can see that in certain interactions the whip will go through the opponent, but it won't actually hit them, and that's the biggest problem that they need fixed. But they instead decided to buff certain other moves that don't necessarily get talked about as much, in the hopes that the character will actually get a little better. Another character that I think, say you buffed Meta Knight. Meta Knight is an interesting character because his game plan doesn't really fit Ultimate as much. I would say it kind of fit Smash 4 a little better because Smash 4 was all about ridiculous stuff, right? You were gonna get up throwed, you're gonna get ding dong by Donkey Kong at 50% or something like that. Like, it was all about getting those jank kills, and since he had his ladder combo, he kind of fit into the system. Here, his ladder combo is DIable, air dodgeable. It doesn't always kill. It depends on where you are on the stage, and he doesn't always get the kill off of it because his up B is not as strong. So if you say you buffed his airspeed and you made it as like Puff's airspeed, he becomes broken. He can just camp you out. Especially in this online meta, you have to be very, very careful with who you buff. Like last time they gave Sonic a few buffs, nobody liked that. They gave Ness a few buffs, nobody liked that. Oh, I forgot to talk about this and who I want nerfed. Nerf the rat. Nerf Pikachu. I think this is something that everybody except Esam wants because Pikachu is just ridiculous. I've said this before, they need to make his hitbox bigger than Pichu's. That's the problem with many top tiers, him and Joker alike. They're just very hard to hit. Even though they are very good characters, they have very good kits. If they were easier to hit, the counterplay would be a lot more effective because you could actually use your moves to hit the opponent rather than your opponent using the Z axis to avoid them by doing certain other moves. So yeah, I think Pikachu, Thunder Jolt, it needs to be nerfed a lot. That move is ridiculous. It covers the stage. It covers the ledge. It gives you advantage. It gives you shield pressure. It gives you combos. You can do retreat with it. You can approach with it. It does everything that Pikachu needs. And some characters literally cannot do anything about this. I played a few Pikachus as Sephiroth online, and it was very frustrating to deal with. The only real thing you could do is try to poke with forward air when he T-jolted, but if he was retreating away, you couldn't hit him, and you were put into disadvantage. And you get super comboed, and he gets edge guards, and he has a great recovery. Pikachu just has everything, and even though he has everything, I still don't think he's the best character in the game, which is why I think he does need to be nerfed. I don't really think there are any other characters that need to be nerfed specifically. If I would have to guess, who would they nerf? I would say that they are actually probably going to nerf Min Min, and if you guys didn't know, I was thinking about making a video on this, but I decided against it. In Japan, Min Min is actually the most hated character right now because in Japan they have successfully dealt with COVID for the majority, so they are having offline tournaments right now. And Min Min has been the terror of these offline tournaments. I think Proto Banham has picked him up, and that he is terrorizing like people. If you go, it's similar to how the how Hero was and how Sonic is right now, or how Sonic has been for the past few months online here in the US. In Japan, these offline tournaments, you can check the VODs, you can see that they are being dislike bombed. Everyone that has Min Min in it has a significant amount of dislikes compared to what a normal VOD tournament set would look like, and this is because Japan hates Min Min. They think that Min Min is a very, very good high annoying top tier that is going to ruin the meta of the game, and that once if people start picking her up in America, that is going to be really, really bad for the scene. And I kind of agree. I played Min Min for a solid week before dropping her because I just didn't have fun. It was I felt kind of scummy for doing some of the things that you could do with Min Min because you just kind of ran away, and there were certain characters that could deal with it, and they just kind of bodied Min Min. So it was either you were bodying Min Min or Min Min was bodying you. There was no real counterplay to Min Min except choose a character that is better than Min Min and that has certain things that can counter Min Min's. If you don't do that, you're going to lose. And I think that is really, really toxic, especially. And we know Japan normally doesn't get this upset about certain characters, so I think this does. And especially because obviously Sakurai is probably listening more to the Japan scene since he is in Japan. So I wouldn't be surprised at a Min Min nerf. If I would have to predict one more thing, I would say that I think either Rob or possibly Wario will also get nerfed. I think Wario could have his Waff nerfed, and I think Rob could have his... See, the thing about Rob is that what do you nerf? Do you make him slower? Do you make his attacks not as strong? Do you make his gyro slower? Do you make his gyro not do as much damage? Do you make it go away faster? I still don't think we'll be getting any Joker nerfs, even though I think Arsene needs a nerf, especially Tetrakarn. That thing it's still untouched. It's still ridiculous. I don't see them changing Sephiroth at all. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts on this patch. I want you guys to leave in the comments down below who you want to get buffed, who you want to get nerfed. Who do you think Min Min is a toxic character like Japan does, and do you think that she will get nerfed? And if not, if she doesn't get nerfed, do you think that she will eventually ruin the scene? Leave everything that you guys are talking about in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.